Hello, mighty adventurer. By tuning into this video, I guess you're looking for the beginner's guide. So without any further talks, let's start with it. We're gonna be talking about PC version accessible through Steam. Let's keep it for now that as you come in the first time, most likely you're gonna log in just as a guest, which should be enough for this time. Now we will talk about main menu, which is where we are right now, and each separate menus are presented as the cards, as you can see in here, which some of them are still not functional and coming soon at the time of making this video, which means we can talk about them later stages. But for the beginner's guide, we have still good amount of things to talk about for now. As I already said, each menu is being represented by the card. We can start from the left and go all the way to the right and talk about everything that the main menu offers to us. First, we can go to collection. Collection is list of all cards you own, which is separated first into the card types. So heroes, creatures, buildings, spells, and artifacts, where each of the category of the cards have the subcategories as well. So with creatures we got factions, same with buildings, and spells got magic schools. On the left side you can also see that we're gonna have card backs, boards, and emotes, which are all to be introduced yet. And on the right side we got decks, where if you're gonna scroll all the way down, you can see you can create new deck if you're gonna click on the button. Where we're not gonna be creating deck now, but I just wanna tell you a couple things about making the deck. So the first step is pick hero that you want, which also gives you your faction, right? I'm just gonna pick any of them. This is just fully random. Right after you put the hero into your deck, it gives you the appropriate main faction for the creatures to start with. And the reason why I'm showing you, or why I'm talking about making the deck, is that I want to mainly show you two things. One of them is if you're going to click top right in here on the icon, here you can see stats of your deck, so you can see all the cards that you got regarding their type, how many of them you got so far in the deck, and also gold cost of the cards and the production. You can also rename, copy, or delete the deck. And the second thing I want to tell you, that you can go in here whenever we're gonna talk about creatures, and then I also gonna show spells. With creatures you got the factions, and you can see factions mastered and factions unmastered, same as we will go into the spells, where we got mastered magic schools and unmastered magic schools. The difference in between mastered and unmastered is, it doesn't mean you can put only mastered schools or mastered creatures or mastered factions of the creatures. You can put any and all factions or magic schools into your deck. The difference is that if it's mastered, then you're getting full gold production. And if you're gonna put anything which is not mastered, you're getting one less gold production for each of these cards in your deck. And from here, you're just creating your deck. I believe that's all what I wanted to say about decks. Whenever you're done, you click validate and you got your deck created. Yes, and we just leaving, so we want to lose anything that we did with this deck. Another thing I want to point out in the collection menu is if we're gonna click here on the types of the cards, even already in here, you can notice that each card type have a different shape. Hero cards have the crown shape on the top. Creatures are just like kind of the generic shape. Buildings are like a little bit squeezed in the middle. Spells have arrow-ish angles on top and bottom. And artifacts on the first look looks very similar as creatures cards, but they have the angles as creatures only on 2 opposite corners, and then the other corners are circular. So once again, let's just check it out pretty fast. Heroes, crown on the top, creatures, kind of generic look, building, squeezed in the middle, spells, arrow-ish, top and down, and artifacts, circle, corner with the generic ones. Together with shapes, we also gonna talk about all the indicators that cards have to offer to us and what they means. First, we're gonna go with heroes, and let's start with top left side, and we're gonna go all the way to top right. First, we can see in here these 2 circles. That means which magic schools this particular hero have mastered. Right under that is faction, in this case academy. Then in the bottom left, we got indicator for damage, and also with the arrow symbol and the circle one, we can see Nor is ranged, which also means as ranged, she's not going to be getting any retaliations. And in the bottom right, with the 24 being its health. Special thing with the heroes, if you will go over here to the right and click and hold left button, you can go through all the skills you can be picking up as you leveling up the hero in the game. Next we go creatures. With creatures, we're gonna check few more different cards because there is couple differences that we want to talk about. We're gonna start with the top left. We can see bigger circle with 2, smaller circle with +2. 2 means you're gonna pay 2 gold to be able to deploy this card, to put it on the board. And +2, it means it's how much gold it generates every turn while it is in your hand. Right under that, we got faction. The bottom left, once again, 2, and the blue circle with an arrow, so that means it's ranged damage, no retaliation. And in the bottom right, we got 2 health. Next card, we're gonna show as example Holy Praetorian. And the only difference that we got on this card is the damage in the bottom left. You can see regardless the number, you can see this time it's sword and it's yellow. This means it's normal melee damage, and if this unit attacks, it gets retaliation. If you see a card like this as example, the sword being blue, the reason for it is that this card, this unit, it's immune to retaliations. Next, we talking about buildings. Bigger circle 1, the cost to play the card, +2, how much gold it generates for you until it's in your hand. Faction, right under that. And then we don't have anything at bottom left because buildings at least usually not making any damage. And at the bottom right, we got its health. Next, we got spells. 5 cost to play, +2 gold generation, and right under that is the symbol for its magic school. And the last type of cards, artifacts. These gonna be easy as well. Top left, 3 cost to play, +1 amount of gold that is generated in your hand every turn. And that is. In this case, as we don't see any number in the bottom right, it means the artifact gonna be on the board till end of the game or until you or your opponent gonna destroy it. As opposed to, for example, Angelic Alliance, where you can see at the bottom right have number 2. That means this artifact gonna do its effect 2 times and then it's gonna disappear. How we notice rarities of the cards? This is how common looks. No outline, no diamond in the top middle. Rare card, blue outline all around with a little glare, plus blue diamond in the top middle. Epic card, purple outline with the purple diamond in the top left. And finally legendary with its orange outline, glare, and diamond in the top middle. And also, it's worth to mention that if you're wondering about where you can get cards, you will unlock 4 basic decks for each one of the hero that you can see in here, so for each of the faction. For now, we have only 1 hero per faction in existence. You will start with the Slava Griffin and Haven as tutorial. After finishing tutorial, you're gonna be able to choose one of 2 factions. I believe it's gonna be either Academy or Necropolis. I don't really remember, so please don't quote me with that. But you're going to be able to select second deck. And then with that deck, you're going to play 20 games. You're going to unlock third one. Then with that one, again, another 20 games. And you're going to unlock last deck. Then you're going to have 4 basic decks, all different factions, which comes with 31 cards for each deck. So hero plus 30 cards into the deck. And you have at least the basic. And from there, you're going to play games. You're going to be hopefully winning some games. You're going to be getting gold, finishing quests, and going to be getting more and more packs. Next one is shop. Shop is pretty straightforward. Here you can be, let's say, if you want to spend money, you can buy your diamond decks. You see my prices in euros because I come from Europe. They're going to be different than if you are in US or anywhere. So there can be differences, and you can buy diamonds, and with the diamonds you can buy packs, as you can see in here, right? Or you can also buy one comp pack, which gives you diamonds and 1 random legendary card. And then the thing I want to talk about a bit closer is this particular 1 card pack, which you can buy with gold or fate token. Fate token, you get 1 fate token for finishing tutorial. And if you are a holder of founder key and you have an unclaimed bundle or unclaimed founder key, you get 90 tokens for 90 free packs. And I believe that's so far only 2 ways how we can get fate token. So the other way, or the only way if you're not spending money, is to buy the packs with gold. If you're wondering about the odds, you have this little button in here, the E icon. If you click on that, you can read through everything what the packs have inside and how they work. You can see we can have 5 cards randomly selected from the core or basic set, rarity chances per card, legendary 1.05%, epic 2.09, rare 5%, rest is common, and guaranteed content. If a card have only common cards, 1 card is automatically upgraded to rare. Usually, in my experience, is the last card in the opening. Every 10 packs without an epic or legendary guarantees an epic in the next one. And every 40 packs without a legendary guarantees a legendary card in the next pack. And on top of all of this, we have a card qualities. So any card we pull have 5% chance to be animated, 20% chance to be foil. How you get gold, right? You're getting gold by winning ranked match. You get 50 gold per each win in ranked game. And then you're getting gold by finishing quests, which is also the next menu in here that we had on the order. So let's check it out. We have daily quests and we have weekly quests. Daily quests, you're gonna start, I believe, with all 3 daily quests loaded in. You can see I have just 2 right now because I finished some. And here I can claim one. I left it so I can show it to you. And here I have already new one, which I got 1.5 hours ago. How I know it was 1.5 hours ago? And that's exactly why I left this quest in here, which I'm gonna claim now. And now you can see I got 400 gold. I'm gonna get back to it in a little second. But now we can also see that I have 2 free spots for daily quests, and you can see they are always coming 1 day after. Which means after you finishing the initial first 3 daily quests, you're gonna get 1 quest per day. And these quests gonna give you, I believe, 400 or 600 gold. That's all the amounts I saw so far. If any of you experienced any other amount for a daily quest, please drop it into comment so we can have more info about the quests. And now I got this new one, and then also I kept 1 weekly, which weekly is giving us usually 1000 gold or 1500 if the weekly is win 5 ranked games. I'm gonna claim it and I'm gonna get 1000 gold. And here we can see with the weekly quests, they have set time for reset. That was quests. Last thing I want to show you in the main menu, or well, okay, 2 things. One thing, if you're going to go in here, you can click here on this button, and here you see ranks of people who are in the top. And the last thing we got in here on the right side, we got settings. They are pretty straightforward. Resume, you go back to the main menu, settings, Discord. You can go to Discord quit, you can shut down the game. But the reason why I'm in here is going to be settings. We're not going to talk about graphics, we're not going to talk about audio, that's up to you. Language, your choice out of these that we have possible. Quite good amount. Not bad, right? But the thing why we are in the settings is profile. First, you can go check privacy menu, contact support if you need to, but the reason why we are here is the matchmaking region. When you're starting, we all have it on default. If you ever gonna want to play with your friend and you wanna go to private match or private game, we're gonna talk about it in a little bit, you want to be on the same region. So you always want to go here, and both of you want to set the same server to be able to matchmake together and go into the private game. Which, as we talking about private game, let's just go and let's check the play button. After clicking, you see your decks, and you can either go and directly edit your deck or go to fight. Before you click the fight, you have here this button where you can see private match right now. If you're gonna click on it, that's gonna show you all game modes that we have available for now. So it's either private match, where you're gonna go you and your friend, I will show it to you, or you can get casual game, where you can play against other players of your skill level, test decks, and you not ranking up or down if you lose. And then sure, ranked game, which you're gonna compete against other players and work your upweight ranks. So these are the modes, and these are pretty straightforward. You just select casual or ranked, you click fight, and you started to be in matchmake with your selected deck. So always make sure you select the deck you wanna play with. Important. And now I'm gonna show you the private match. Private match, you can just start with fight, and you can either create a match or join a match. Let's create one. And we're gonna create a match with getting the code. If you're gonna click just this button, you can paste it to your friend. And again, you need to be on the same server region. Otherwise, you're gonna get error message. And whenever he will join the game will begin. And I will be able to talk about everything. So here we go, always you against your opponent. And on the first look, we can see two things. First, we see the token in the middle. You just had the chance to see we got initiative. I'm gonna hide this for now. And seeing initiative was the token in the middle. You either get the icon of sword, which means initiative is on your side, or you got the other side, which is X, which means nothing for you, buddy. And then also anyone who have the initiative have this little icon at the bottom left whenever it's us, or top left whenever it's our opponent. We can also see different boards. The board color or design is always faction specific. You can see our time is running out, so it's also the time we can hear. So we're just gonna check. This was our 5 card. We can select which one we want to replace, confirm, and we're gonna get random cards that we had on top of the deck. And now this is our hand. As you just saw, we got this number, which is gold. And gold is being produced by each of our card, depending how much each card gives to us. And you can see the amount of gold being the top left, the bottom circle. So the top circle is the amount how much gold you need to pay to play the card. And the second, the +2 in this case, is amount of gold that the card will produce every turn. Gold is resetting every turn, so we always starting from 0 and then producing just the amount depending how much all cards in our hands gives us. Once again, we losing our turn, so I'm just gonna end deployment on my end this time. We're gonna let our friend to do his deployment. In meantime, I will be explaining to you everything that we can see on the board. We're gonna start bottom left, so we see our icon, our name. we see here, if we're gonna click on this chat icon, we can see all these different emotes we can do. I don't know why we're getting these cards in here, but that our opponent playing. And let's just do WoW as example. I don't think it was interesting, but let's just, you know, whatever, it's okay. And so this was our side, and also we have the initiative icon. The same thing, we can see top 6 gold for our friend because he already paid for 2 cards. So this cost him 1 gold and this 2 gold. So he had 9 gold total this round. His icon, his name, we can mute him if we want to. Here we can still see his cards on the top. These 2 big heroes are just projections, just showing which hero we got, aka which faction. And then when we go to the right side, top right again, settings, we already know that. Then we see his cards, his deck, and the school, same as our cards, our deck and school. We can left click and hold to see how many cards either us or our opponent still have in the deck. And then we also have the red bar, that is how many cards there are in the graveyard. For now, there are no cards in the graveyard. We're gonna play a little bit, like turn or 2, and then I'm gonna show you graveyards whenever there gonna be cards in the graveyard. In here on the right side in the middle, you can see that we are waiting for opponent. It's his time. Oh no. Oh, his big card, his big legendary card, as you can see by the color, and also the little diamond icon on the top middle of the card. Let's deploy 1 artifact, 1 building, and we can do rest for our creatures. We can deploy all of these. I want to talk a little bit about limits on each part of the board. So you can see this main line, which we starting with our hero, our opponent with his hero, and we putting all buildings and creatures into the same line with the hero. Maximum of the cards in this line is 6 cards, including your hero. So we are on 5 at this moment, so I could just put 1 more card next to them. And you can also see we got 1 artifact in here. And the maximum for artifacts that's going to be given in the line either under, if it's on our side, or the artifact's going to be above the hero and creatures, if it is on our opponent's side. Once again, maximum 6 cards with hero, creatures, buildings, and maximum 3 artifacts at any given time. Another thing, in your hand, you can have maximum of 10 cards. Now we can also see we got our turn, so you can see all the blue outline on each card that you still can play with. If you play with any of these cards, it first not gonna have the outline anymore the next turn, and also gonna get grayed out like this card right now in here on our opponent's side. So let's just try to do attack. So we're gonna get rid of cards. Then also you can see another thing here on the timer. We got our turn again, and you can see here this dagger time or sword times 3. That means we still have 3 cards that we can play with. So you can see 1, 2, 3, right? I know it's all cards that we got right now, but if we would have any already played card, it would be grayed out, and we would have just 3 active cards left. Now we still have some time. And if we're gonna click on our opponent's deck or our deck, regardless, we can see we have some cards in the graveyard. And now, even when our opponent play, we can click on down here, down right, on our graveyard. We can click on our skull, and now we can see everything that is in our graveyard. And we can also click top right here on the skull of our opponent, and we can see everything that he got in his graveyard. Let's just open 1 pack, right? So we can see how it looks. Good luck to us! Now we click in 1 by 1. Animation if we got foil or animated. So we got foil Fatebender, common card. Next one will be rare Dark Assassin. 3rd card, it's gonna be rare foil Crown of the Magister. Nice one. Next card, Vampire Guard, and last one, Obsidian Gargoyle. And that was the pack's opening as well. And this, my dear adventurer, was also everything I wanted to talk about in this guide. I hope it was helpful to you. I hope it will ease your understanding of this game. And if you want to keep some feedback, or if you missed something, drop it into the comments. Like if you do, and if you find my content worth it, consider subscribing, because then you can also stay in loop and never miss any new videos. Have an amazing day, and see you next time.